Hello, everybody. Is there anything more exciting than space? And we have a terrific panel for you. I know we ended on a lightning round. Let's start with one. I'm going to start with let's just set the mood. What are you most excited about in terms of where we are right now with space exploration? I'm going to start with you, Your Excellency.
So thank you for having me here. And as of we understand from the theme of this venue, it's invest with purpose. And in my view, I think space is the greatest and most meaningful investment opportunity. And to understand how big an opportunity space is, let me share with you some number about space economy. Currently, the space economy size around 600 billion. It's expected to grow until $1.8 trillion by 2035. That's only in less than 10 years. There is more than 77 space agencies working right now, active in space, 16 countries with space launching capability. And during the sessions today and yesterday, lots of people talking about climate and environment and importance of that one. I think, in my mind, the most important data that we can get and manage, control, enhance our ability about climate change and environment is the data coming from the space. And I'm really excited about the great future and the opportunity and innovation coming from space over the coming 6 years.
Great. Dr. Ghaffarian, Cam.
Thank you. You can call me Cam.
Cam,
perfect.
You were the first private company to land on the moon. What's most exciting to you right now?
I tell you, first let me just say that it's such an honor to be with these two amazing people. These are two of my favorite people in the world.
Well, then we're going to have fun.
We're going to have great fun. I'm super excited for us going back to the moon next week. We were the first private company in the history of humankind last year with the help of SpaceX landing on the surface of the moon. And for all of you, our next mission is next week, and we're going to do some really incredible, exciting things, including carrying a drone, installing a 4G network with the help of Nokia, a hopper, and many other exciting things. But in terms of your question, I think we're in a golden era of space exploration, especially with the commercial space company now getting engaged. And then when you sort of add AI, quantum computing, and robotics, all of that to it is all accelerators. I tell you, for a person who's at 6 years old was excited about space, I couldn't be more excited about the era that we're in right now.
Right.
We truly are in a golden age of exploration.
I'm excited by 4G on the moon. That's interesting.
Exactly.
Gwynne, how about for you?
I agree with Cam that I do believe we are on the precipice of incredible and quick development, economies development, and travel in space. We can see it now with the recent focus on the moon and the potential or likely shift to Mars. We are ready to take humans from planet Earth to other heavenly bodies, and I think it's incredibly exciting.
Let me ask about concerns, So let's, before we get into some of the specifics of what you're doing, what are you concerned about at this juncture?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to work as a global community when it comes to space and developing space economy is collaborations between different nations and G2G and G2B and also B2B collaboration. I think the World Economic Forum already realizing the importance of creating global platform for private companies and also for public companies to have discussions about the space economy and how to enhance it. They chose Saudi Arabia, Saudi Space Agency, to hosting the first of its kind center called Center for the Space Future, where we have this global platform. Come with us in the board to make sure that we are having everybody's involved in this discussion. And the private sector not only creating the solutions for the space, but also creating solutions for the challenges that we have right now. One of the challenges that we're already tackling right now is space debris. Globally, we send around 12,000 satellites over the last 60 years. Over the coming 6 years, we are expecting to send, as a globe, 36,000 satellites. That's 6x times of number of satellites coming to the sky compared to the last 60 years. That needs more collaborations. That needs more coordination globally to make sure that we have less space debris and more coordinated, and to protect the investment. When I sit with the private investor doing these amazing things in the space, one of the first questions they are asked when they are raising funds, raising money, they are saying, we need to send this infrastructure in the space, but how we can protect our investment. And tackling space debris is one of the top priorities right now.
Interesting. Cam, what's top of mind for you?
Yeah, let me just talk about this in terms of maybe the United States. I think we're at a pivotal moment. I believe that we are in space race 2.0, especially with many countries, but especially China. And I don't believe that we have enough sense of urgency. And I don't believe that we have awakened to the fact that we need to get our act together. And I mean the government, private industry, commercial world. And I think it's really important if the United States wants to keep its leadership in space, which has been for many years, then I think we need to get our act together and have more sense of urgency and accelerate things. If not, we will get to the point of no return.
Okay. Gwynne,
So two things, and I want to key off His Excellency's point. There are more objects in space now than there ever have been, and that growth will be exponential. And so I think it's absolutely critical that nations and companies communicate about where their objects are and where they will be so that you can prevent accidents in space, which really honks up the environment for everybody. So that's the first. And the second is, because this is the golden era of space, there's so much money being poured into this part of the economy, there will be winners, right? There will be winners, but there will be losers as well. And so investors just need to be careful, but cognizant of the fact that there is still risk dollars, and but it's all for the good.
And if you want to talk about the hallmarks of who's a loser, you'll talk about that off stage, right? Be sure to grab.
Oh yeah, I'm not
going to
talk about losers.
I think let's drill down a little more in terms of what you're doing specifically. And of course, with the Saudi Space Agency, Your Excellency, talk a little more. Obviously, it's been aligned to Vision 2030, but where are you today? And give us some sense of sort of what you're doing right now and what's on the immediate horizon for you.
So you said it right. It's, our space program is aligned with the vision of the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman 2030. And we have multiple initiatives. One of them is in 2023, we have this historical moment by sending 2 astronauts. One of them, Rayana Barnawi, she's the first female Arab Saudi to be sent to the ISS. We're really proud of that moment. We are one of the few nations first to subscribe to Artemis Accord, led by NASA, to go back to the moon and beyond, hopefully to Mars. We're also working with NGOs like WIF, establishing this center, as I said, to make sure that we're creating this discussion around global things and regulation and policy and allowing more entrepreneurs to access the space industry. One of the things that we are seeing right now is more shifting from government-centric to private-centric space sector, and this is obvious. Right now, we have more than 10,000 companies focusing on space. They're worth of more than 4 trillion right now. 50% of this company in the United States. That's not a surprise. But I think within the coming 6 years, we'll see more and more companies and funds going to the space economy and the frontier of deep space.
How about, Cam, you're a serial entrepreneur, both with your philanthropy and the companies you've done. What is your specific focus? You mentioned, obviously, what's happening next week. In terms of just the general agenda, what are you looking at?
Well, since childhood, I always believed that the ultimate destiny for humanity is to be interstellar and to go to other stars. So if we start that as an ending point, then the things that we need to be doing is start with low Earth orbit. That's where Axiom Space lives, right? And I believe that long term, we need to have a space city outside of our planet, 250 miles above, where people live, work, and we can do incredible things like creating a new low Earth orbit economy where we can do manufacturing of things that we cannot do on Earth, like printing corneas and retinas in space, or fiber optics, or orbital data centers, semiconductors, pharmaceutical, things like that. And we're building the first private commercial space station. to make that happen by end of 2026 or first quarter 2027. And I'm so proud that we were able to take 2 incredible people from Saudi Arabia in 2022 to International Space Station, and first female from the Arab world. We're incredible, proud, Rayana. And in all of my companies, we have this incredible collaborations with SpaceX. It's been an incredible partnership in each of our missions to International Space Station. So go beyond LEO. I think the next thing is the moon and Mars. And that's where Intuitive Machines is. We build the moon landers, and we have many of them that we're building. We're also involved in building the communication for cislunar economy. We want this contract to be able to do that. But building this infrastructure, where the next thing is maybe having a habitat as a way to Mars. And I totally agree with Elon that we need to be interplanetary species. But I'll go further that we need to be interstellar, right? And building the superhighways, which is quantum space, that is doing that. And as you know, I have this nonprofit which Gwynne is involved with to inspire the next generation called Limitless Space Institute, to inspire to say, you know, we get in engineering and science and math and get our humanity, transcend Earth and get our humanity off the ground to be able to become interstellar.
I think that's exciting. Gwynne, I do remember speaking to Elon many years ago about the desire, of course, the genesis of SpaceX, of wanting to, you know, have human habitation on Mars. So much has happened since then. Let's start with where you are right now. I mean, SpaceX is in the news quite a bit, and of course, there are various milestones along the way. What are you focused on?
So running the company used to be much easier 10 or 15 years ago. There was Falcon and adventing the Dragon. But now normal operations for Falcon and Dragon, regular operations for the Falcon and Dragon programs, flying Intuitive Machines next Wednesday to the moon, on lunar surface. I'm very excited about that. So there's that day to day. We are launching and operating the world's largest telecom constellation, Starlink. We're doing direct-to-cell, satellite direct-to-your-cell devices. And then there's Starship, which is such an incredibly exciting program. In fact, the panel just before us talked about point-to-point transportation, leveraging the Starship program that we're working on right now.
They ended on that note. What a nice introduction.
Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah.
Was that a plant? Or was
No,
that was
nothing's planned here. We're impromptu.
Yeah. So the normal operations of Falcon Dragon and a telecom constellation, with the incredibly exciting opportunity to fly the world's largest spaceship, and which will eventually take people to Mars.
We're talking about private, obviously there's the public. I want to stay with you for a second. Gwynne, obviously your boss now has a critical role in the US government, and you do a lot of business with the US government. What are you hoping for in terms of the efficiency front?
It's actually, the term is efficiency. We have kind of a manic sense of time pressure to get humans off the planet and onto Mars. And we want to make sure that government regulations fall in line with that. Fair regulations, good, smart regulations, no dumb rules, like get rid of the dumb rules, and let's speed up the pace of innovation by allowing regulation to match its speed.
Does DOGE impact your day job?
I'm busy with SpaceX, super busy, running, helping Elon run the company.
Yep.
He is doing his good work in DC. I'm quite excited about the outcomes. There will be pain between now and then, but I think we will all appreciate the work that gets done.
Your Excellency, how do you feel geopolitics is impacting the space economy right now?
For me, I think it's obvious. Everybody's talking about this one. The name of the game is collaboration, global collaboration. And we see that one with Artemis. We see all this initiative. It's hardly believed that one single mission to the moon over the last year, we didn't see a collaboration, but a multi-nation, not only multiple companies doing that one. So I think collaborations is the name of the game. Sharing data, as my friend Gwynne says, it's not only collaboration in developing the data, even downstream data coming from the sky. There is lots of potential to utilizing this data. And let me share with you one of the information. Right now, we have lots of terabytes of data coming daily from the sky, and we are not utilizing them well. In Davos this year, I participated in a decision. There is like 20 plus leaders from across the globe, including Earth Observation private company. And the moderator asked a very unique question. She said, what do you think, how much amount of data we are utilizing right now as a globe? And the highest percentage we got in the room is 10%. Imagine that. 90% minimum is not utilized data. And the reason for that, strict regulation to access this data, and entrepreneurs not being allowed to utilize this data to add layers of innovation in that one. Again, that's come back to collaboration between nations.
Well, and also the deal that you've done with NASA, I'm sure that's been instrumental as well in taking the space agency to a new level, is it?
Exactly. So we already signed the MOU and the agreement between Saudi Space Agency and NASA. We, as I said, we are part of Artemis Accord. Looking forward for a great announcement in the future.
I know we don't have a lot of time on stage. Cam, I'm going to ask you, I mean, you mentioned China earlier. I do want to give you a chance to talk. Is geopolitics impacting much of what you do?
Definitely. I agree with collaboration. We've now have taken, all together with our next mission to International Space Station, again with the incredible collaboration with SpaceX, 10 countries, right? Saudi Arabia being one, United Arab Emirates, Sweden, Turkey for the first time. Our next mission includes India, which is incredible, Poland and Hungary, right? So this is a global effort for sure. And I think collaboration is really important. And again, I want to emphasize on US leadership here. I think, again, we're at a very pivotal point. And I think we need to get all the stuff together to make sure that we keep the leadership. Winston Churchill said something incredible, that Americans will do the right thing after everything else fails. We can't wait.
We got to get up.
Yeah, we show up at the end when we
yes.
But I think we're in a very pivotal point, and we need to maintain our leadership in a global stage, and I think there needs to be a sense of urgency.
Great. Well, I know that I'm looking at the time here. I want to give each of you some time to give some final thoughts, including your personal aspirations, but also what you want the audience to take away. I know you want to go to the moon at some point, Gwynne, but what do you want people to be thinking about right now, both in terms of SpaceX and what's on your radar you would put on ours?
So there's so many kind of crazy things going on in the world right now, but space has always been a source of inspiration. Looking to the stars has always been magical. Even for me, I was not initially a space person as a kid. I was a car person, so I should be working at Tesla, right? But I grew to be a space person, and one of the things that drove me there was looking at the stars. And I just think we should all embrace the fact that there's this beautiful heaven above, and we should go there.
Yeah.
We should go there.
I agree.
I want to sort of emphasize what she said, but let me just reinforce this, just for a quick moment. If we leave our solar system and we're in our galaxy, it's 1,000 light years from one point of our galaxy to the other. It takes 100,000 light years, the speed of light, to go from one point to another. And we have 400 billion other stars in addition to our sun, our star, in just our galaxy alone. And if we leave our galaxy and we are in the universe, there are 2 trillion other galaxies, and some larger than ours. So again, inspiring our next generation, which we're doing at Limitless Space Institute. Our target audience are 8-year-olds.
8-year-olds. Any 8-year-olds in the audience? No. Okay.
But I think
we have the heart of an 8-year-old.
In order to develop a warp engine and come up with new physics, new engineering, new mathematics, we need to inspire the next generation to do that. And we're doing that at LSI, and it's global. We have programs in Nigeria and Brazil and other countries, including Saudi Arabia. And I think that's hugely important.
Dream.
Absolutely.
Your Excellency, I'm going to give the last words to you, both on a personal level, but also what you want people to be thinking about with regard to the Saudi Space Agency for this audience and beyond.
So for me, I think we used to think about space as destination. For me, I think we should look to it as a marketplace. It's a lab. It's a frontier of innovations. with more collaborations, we could create the front end of all the aspiration things and disruption in energy and even in medicine. People think that the future of space, like light years from now, it's happening right now. So the right question should be, will you be part of this journey and investment in the space economy?
I love that. Gwynne, Cam, Your Excellency, thank you very much. Please join me in thanking our guests. Enjoy the rest of the session. Thank you.